Airports are like mini cities, bustling with secrets hidden in plain sight. But what if I told you there's a whole world behind the scenes that passengers never get to see? In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 10 airport secrets that will change the way you travel forever. From insider tips that could save you hundreds of dollars, to behind-the-scenes operations that keep everything running smoothly, these are the things airlines and airports don't want you to know. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or someone who only flies occasionally, these revelations will leave you shocked, informed, and maybe even a little entertained. So fasten your seatbelt, grab your carry-on, and get ready to uncover the hidden truths of air travel. Let's dive into the 10 airport secrets you've never been told. 1. Hidden rideshare fees. Here's a dirty little secret airports don't want you to know. They're milking you for money through hidden rideshare fees. That's right, every time you summon an Uber or Lyft to pick you up or drop you off, there's a good chance the airport is tacking on extra charges. These fees are slyly labeled as surcharges and can quickly turn your affordable ride into an overpriced mess. Take Boston Logan Airport, for example. They slap a $3.00 25 fee on every rideshare trip. Need a ride to and from the airport? That's an extra $6.00. $50 right out of your pocket just for the convenience of getting picked up or dropped off. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport has joined the game too, with a hefty $3.00. $85 curbside pickup fee. Multiply these by millions of passengers per year, and you can see how airports rake in the profits, all without lifting a finger. The kicker? These fees aren't always obvious. They're quietly added to your ride receipt after you've reached your destination. You might not even notice until you check your statement or suddenly wonder why your affordable ride costs more than expected. It's a sneaky cash grab, plain and simple. Want to avoid getting ripped off? There are a couple of strategies you can use. The simplest option is to skip the designated rideshare zones on airport property. Walk a block or two outside the airport boundary and you'll often find your fees vanish. Sure, it might be inconvenient if you've got heavy luggage or kids in tow, but it's an easy way to save a few bucks. Another trick, take advantage of the free hotel shuttle buses that many airports offer. These shuttles will transport you off the airport property for no charge to nearby hotels or parking lots. Once you're removed from the fee zone, you can summon a rideshare without the surcharge. Problem solved. Bottom line, these so-called small fees add up fast, especially if you're a frequent traveler. Don't let airports fleece you for simply using a rideshare service. A little extra effort can go a long way toward keeping your travel costs down. Fight back against this sneaky money grab and keep your cash where it belongs, in your wallet. 2. Traffic hacks for drop-offs and pickups. Airports are chaos, especially when it comes to drop-offs and pickups. If you've experienced the madness of congested lanes, honking horns, and stressed-out drivers, you're not alone. Airports have a knack for turning a simple drop-off or pickup into an infuriating game of bumper cars. But here's a hack most passengers don't know about. Here's how it works. Drop-off lanes on the departures level tend to be jam-packed during peak travel hours. Everyone's in a rush, stressed, and scrambling to unload bags while dodging traffic officers barking at them to keep moving. Instead of joining that circus, head to the arrivals level to drop off your passenger. You'll find noticeably less congestion because most people are busy picking up luggage instead of dealing with drop-offs. It's quicker, less stressful, and spares you the inevitable headache of circling the airport multiple times. The opposite works for pickups. Arrivals lanes are madhouses. Cars double park, drivers clogging the lane while they wait for their person to emerge. It's enough to ruin anyone's day. When picking someone up, skip the arrivals level chaos and swing by the departures level instead. By the time you've coordinated a meeting spot, your passenger can hop in quickly without you getting stuck in standstill traffic. Bonus, you won't have security or staff hounding you to keep moving because the departures level flow is much smoother. This hack isn't just about saving time, though it certainly does that. It's also about protecting your sanity. Airports seem designed to test your patience, but you don't have to play by their rules. A little creativity with your navigation can spare you wasted minutes or hours and keep airport stress to a minimum. Next time you're heading to the airport, try switching up your drop-off or pickup location. It's an easy, smart move that can make a world of difference for your travel plans and your mood. 3. Borrowing forgotten items. Here's the ugly truth about airports. They love to gouge travelers for basic necessities. Lose or forget something as simple as a phone charger and you'll be walking into one of the most expensive shops on earth to replace it. Airports thrive on your desperation, selling $5 0-cent earbuds for $30, 0 cents and $3, 0 cents adapters for $20, 0 cents. But here's a little-known hack that could save your wallet. Use their lost and found counter to borrow what you need. Most travelers don't realize this, but airport lost and found counters are treasure troves of unclaimed items. Think about it. Every single day, people forget their chargers, headphones, adapters, and other essentials during the chaotic shuffle of travel. Eventually, these items pile up, and many go unclaimed for weeks or even months. Instead of letting them collect dust, some airports are willing to lend out these lost gadgets to passengers in need. Surprised? You're not alone. Airports keep this little secret under wraps because it means you might not waste your money at their overpriced shops. The trick here is in your approach. Walk up to the lost and found counter and explain what you need. Not like you're demanding it, but as if you're politely floating the idea. Something like, "Hi, I'm wondering if you might have any unclaimed chargers or earbuds available that I could borrow for my flight." Works wonders. Be courteous, smile, and give them a reason to want to help you. That simple question can often lead to a big win. Of course, this isn't foolproof. Some airports play things by the book and won't lend out anything, whether they're strict about their policies or just lazy about inventory. But in many cases, staff will be happy to help you out, especially for commonplace items like phone chargers and headphones. The bottom line? Don't rush to throw away $30.00 in a rip-off airport shop without checking the lost and found first. It's an easy, no-cost solution that could save you from airport price gouging. Treat their lost inventory like a lending library. It's a smart, practical move that could make your travel day a lot less stressful. Who says you have to pay through the nose for a simple tech accessory? Pat yourself on the back for beating the system. Or advance for renowned vital prices. Overpriced airport food. Airport food is a textbook example of highway robbery, but unfortunately, you're often stuck with no other choice. Ever wondered why a bottle of water costs $7.00 or why you're shelling out $20.00 for a mediocre burger and fries? Hint, it's not because they're using premium ingredients or paying Michelin-starred chefs. The truth lies in a series of behind-the-scenes costs that airports force vendors to swallow. And in turn, they pass those ridiculous expenses directly onto you. First off, vendors operating at airports deal with astronomical rents. Airports charge exorbitant fees for retail spaces because they know vendors can't escape the goldmine of captive customers. Add employee background checks to the mix, a mandatory requirement for anyone working within secure areas of the airport, and costs creep even higher. Oh, and don't forget ingredient transport fees. Shipping food into high-security zones comes with logistical hurdles and extra expenses that typical restaurants never encounter. Multiply those costs across every sandwich, snack, and drink sold, and you're footing the bill. The result? Travelers become a cash cow. Airports bank on the fact that you're hungry, in a rush, and unlikely to haggle over price. Add to that the emotional pressure of a long layover or delayed flight, and most people wind up justifying these insane costs as a necessary evil. But here's the clincher. You don't have to play their game. There are a few reliable hacks to avoid pouring your entire paycheck into overpriced airport food. First, pack your own snacks. TSA allows solid options like sandwiches, fruit, and protein bars, so you can walk past those overinflated price tags with a smug smile. Another tip? Eat on the plane. It may sound counterintuitive, but in-flight meals are often less expensive than what's offered in the terminal. Airlines like JetBlue and United sweeten the deal further with their airline credit cards, offering 50% or 25% discounts on onboard food respectively. If you've got one, those savings can add up fast. Bottom line, airport food pricing is a scam born out of vendor exploitation and traveler convenience, but you can sidestep it with a little prep. Stay one step ahead and leave that $20.00 airport burger right where it belongs, in the overpriced display case. 5-minute lounge access secrets. Think airport lounges are only for first-class travelers? Think again. This well-kept travel perk is far more accessible than most people realize, and it's one of the best ways to upgrade your airport experience without shelling out a fortune. The secret lies in knowing how to get in, which is surprisingly easy once you understand the options. Cards like the Amex Platinum or Chase Sapphire Reserve often include complimentary lounge access as part of their perks. These cards might have high annual fees, but frequent travelers quickly recoup the cost through lounge privileges alone. Priority Pass memberships included with many of these cards unlock access to thousands of lounges worldwide. If credit cards aren't your thing, there are other ways to score entry. Airline loyalty programs can grant lounge access even to lower-tier members. It's not just for the elite frequent flyers. Some programs offer single-use passes or discounted lounge entry as rewards. Then there's the option of purchasing day passes directly from some lounges. For $30, 0 cents, $50, 0 cents, you can escape the chaos of the terminal and experience the comforts of a lounge. A far better value than wasting your money on overpriced terminal food or cramped seating. Here's an underrated hack: discounted lounge visits. Many travelers with Priority Pass or similar memberships don't use all their allotted lounge entries, and some sell these unused entries online at a discount. A quick search can score you access for significantly less than the standard day pass rate. And what's the big deal about lounges anyway? Everything. Picture this: quiet seating away from screaming toddlers and gate announcements, lightning-fast Wi-Fi so you can actually get work done, and clean bathrooms that feel like a luxury compared to the ones in the terminal. Many lounges also offer complimentary food and drinks, from snacks to full meals and unlimited coffee or wine. If you're lucky, you might find showers or even nap rooms in higher-tier lounges, perfect for long layovers or freshening up after a red-eye flight. Bottom line, lounges are a game-changer for anyone who hates the stresses of traditional airport experiences. You don't need a first-class ticket to enjoy them, just a little planning and the right strategy. Take advantage and make your next trip infinitely more comfortable. 6 airport design tricks to maximize spending. Here's the uncomfortable truth about airports. They're not just gateways to travel. They're sprawling, meticulously planned malls designed to squeeze every last dollar out of your pocket. Believe it or not, nearly every aspect of an airport's layout is engineered to make you spend more. The psychology behind it is sneaky, but knowing their tricks can help you bypass the spending traps. First up, revenue seating. Airports strategically place the most comfortable seating areas near shops and cafes. It's not because they care about your comfort, it's because they want you to shop. Sit back in one of these plush chairs and suddenly the smell of coffee or a pastry wafts your way. Those smells? Not accidental. Shops pump them out to trigger impulsive cravings, tempting you to drop $5, 0 cents on a croissant you didn't even want. Meanwhile, ads bombard you from every direction, subtly encouraging purchases you'll later regret. Next, essential services placement. Need a charging station for your dying phone? Good luck finding one that isn't located past a string of shops. The same goes for water refill stations or restrooms. Airports deliberately position these necessities so you have to walk through shopping or food areas to get there. On the way, you're bombarded with eye-catching displays, limited-time deals, and intentionally overpriced bottles of water. The goal? You'll cave and buy something. After all, who doesn't fall for convenience when they're parched or exhausted? Then, there's the insidious strategy of delayed gate announcements. Most airports hold off on revealing your gate until just before boarding. Why? To keep you anchored in the central shopping areas. European airports are especially notorious for this. Instead of sitting quietly at your gate, you're left wandering around the duty-free sections or terminal stores with nowhere else to go. That's extra time for shops and restaurants to capitalize on your boredom or frustration, goading you into spending on stuff you don't need. These tricks might seem harmless, but they add up, especially if you're a frequent traveler. The next time you're at an airport, plan ahead. Bring everything you need: chargers, snacks, reusable water bottles, so you can bypass these financial traps. Don't get suckered into their plan. Hold on to your cash and keep these airport design tricks from bleeding your wallet dry. 7. Free airport perks. Ever feel like airports are squeezing you for every penny? Here's a refreshing truth. They actually offer a ton of free perks. The catch? They barely advertise them. These hidden gems range from relaxation havens to kid-friendly play areas, and if you know where to look, you can make that dreaded layover a lot more enjoyable without spending a dime. First up, yoga rooms. If you're stressed from rushing through security or sitting for hours, airports like San Francisco, Chicago O'Hare, and Dallas-Fort Worth have yoga spaces to stretch, breathe, and unwind. All free. These aren't tucked-away closets either. They're serene, designed for relaxation, and blissfully quiet. For movie buffs, Portland Airport has a mini movie theater where you can kick back and watch films for free. Why waste money on overpriced headphones to endure in-flight entertainment when you have this? Art lovers, you're in luck too. Airports like Miami and San Francisco flaunt art exhibits and pop-up mini museums. It's like bringing culture directly to your layover. If you're more about peace and quiet, many airports provide prayer rooms and meditation spaces where you can find solitude away from the chaotic crowd. Now this one's a gold mine. Free massage chairs. Singapore Changi Airport takes the crown with several of these scattered across its terminals. Just sit, relax, and enjoy, all without spending a single cent. And don't overlook the water bottle refill stations. Many are sneakily hidden behind restaurants or down obscure corridors, perfect for rehydrating without being robbed. Traveling with kids? Give yourself a breather with free play areas featuring slides, climbing structures, and toys. These perks are lifesavers, especially in airports where even a coloring book from a shop costs as much as a steak dinner. Here's an insider tip. Use websites like sleepinginairports.net. This resource maps out everything from free lounges to shower facilities and even safe nap spots, making it easier to prioritize these perks during your travel. Bottom line, airports may want you to spend big, but the amenities they conveniently keep quiet say otherwise. Look a little closer and you'll uncover incredible freebies that can transform even the worst travel delays into something tolerable. It's all about knowing where to find them and taking full advantage. It's like delays and airport slots. Think flight delays are all about bad weather or mechanical screw-ups? Think again. One of the biggest culprits behind those agonizing "your flight has been delayed" announcements is something passengers rarely consider: airport slot systems. These behind-the-scenes time windows control every takeoff and landing, dictating which airline gets priority and which one gets left in the dust. Here's how it works. Airports, especially busy hubs, allocate specific time slots for takeoffs and landings. This slot system is supposed to ensure smooth operations, but in reality it creates a hierarchy. Major airlines dominate prime slots at key airports, using their established presence and deep pockets to claim the most desirable time windows. Smaller, newer airlines? They're left scrambling for the leftovers, often at off-peak times or with less control over their schedules. When anything disrupts the system, weather, runway closures, or high traffic, the smaller airlines are first to get bumped down the line. Their weaker slot positions mean longer waits and cascading delays for their passengers. Essentially, the big guys get to keep moving, while everyone else is stuck waiting. This imbalance is why some airlines seem permanently cursed with delays, while others operate with relative efficiency. And guess what? Airports don't want to talk about it, because pointing fingers at their slot systems undermines their shiny customer-first facade. Want to minimize your risk of delays? Book with airlines that dominate the airport in question. Take British Airways at Heathrow, for example. Their stronghold at this airport means they'll almost always prioritize their flights over smaller competitors when slot reshuffling happens. Domination equals reliability, at least more than the also-rans. The same rule applies to other airports. United reigns supreme at Newark, Delta at Atlanta, and so on. Do your research before booking and stick with the heavyweights if punctuality matters to you. The harsh truth is this: slot systems aren't going anywhere, and the deck is stacked in favor of big airlines. Understanding how the game is played puts you in control. Choose wisely, and you can dodge the worst of those gut-wrenching delays that leave you stranded at overpriced airport cafes. It may not feel fair, but at least you can work the system to your advantage. 9. Theft at airports. Airports aren't just stressful, they're prime hunting grounds for thieves. Surprisingly, theft happens in places you least expect: security lines and baggage handling areas. You'd think these high-security zones are the last places someone would dare to steal, but they're actually gold mines for people who know how to exploit the chaos. For starters, security lines. And while you're busy taking off your shoes, removing laptops, and fumbling with bins, thieves may be ready to pounce. And it's not just random passengers you need to worry about, even trusted officials are sometimes guilty. Case in point, TSA agents in Miami were caught red-handed stealing $600, 0 cents, from a traveler's wallet. They're supposed to protect, not pilfer, but unfortunately, incidents like this prove that nobody's above suspicion. It doesn't end there. Baggage handling areas are another hotspot. Once your suitcase disappears behind that curtain, it's practically a free-for-all. Baggage handlers have been known to rifle through checked luggage, pocketing high-end items like watches, cologne, or even electronics. Think your expensive new gadget is safe in a locked suitcase? Think again. If your luggage isn't secured with the right kind of lock, or worse, if it's too tempting to ignore. Now, how do you protect yourself when the system seems stacked against you? Start with your valuables. They should never leave your side. Keep electronics, jewelry, important documents, and other high-value items in your carry-on bag. It's simple, but it works. When passing through security, keep an eye on your belongings. Don't get distracted or allow your wallet and phone to linger in bins longer than necessary. For your checked luggage, invest in TSA-approved locks. They won't make your bag completely theft-proof, but they will discourage opportunistic thieves who'd rather go after easier targets. If you notice something missing when you collect your bag, report it immediately. Go straight to the airline security desk or lost and found. Time is critical. The faster you act, the better your chances of recovering your item. Bottom line, airports are not as secure as they appear. Whether it's a shady official or an opportunistic thief, someone is always looking for a way to make easy money. Stay vigilant, protect your stuff, and don't give them the chance to make you their next victim. 10. What happens to confiscated or lost items? Airports are like black holes for your belongings. Misplace something or bring a restricted item and you can kiss it goodbye, or so you think. The reality is that these items rarely disappear into oblivion. Instead, they're sorted, cleaned, and turned into someone else's treasure or profit. It's a cold, calculated process, but at least it's not wasteful. Confiscated items, for example, end up on government auction websites. We're talking about pocket knives, multi-tools, and even electronics you forgot to remove from your luggage. Once those items sit around unclaimed for 30 days, they're shipped off to online auction sites where bargain hunters can snatch them up for pennies on the dollar. Yep, someone else is getting a sweet deal on your forgotten electronics thanks to your security line slip-up. But what about lost luggage? It doesn't just vanish or end up sitting in a dusty airport backroom forever. Unclaimed bags are sent to places like the Unclaimed Baggage Center in Scottsboro, Alabama, a wonderland of forgotten belongings. This unique store buys lost bags from airlines, opening them up like treasure chests. Inside, you'll find designer clothes, high-end electronics, and expensive jewelry. Before hitting the sales floor, every item goes through cleaning or refurbishment. That Gucci sweater you forgot at baggage claim? There's a good chance it's been dry cleaned and now hangs on a rack winking at some savvy shopper. While this might sound like a fascinating way to recycle lost belongings, for the original owners it's grim. Losing an item isn't just inconvenient, it's heartbreaking. Here's a pro tip to ensure it doesn't happen to you: act fast. The sooner you report a lost item, whether at the check-in desk, security, or on the plane, the better your odds of getting it back. Go straight to the airline's customer service desk or the lost and found counter, and don't be shy about following up repeatedly. The bottom line, airports don't waste anything, even your misplaced or confiscated items. Whether they're being auctioned off online or resold in a specialty store, your losses are their gain. Stay sharp, report quickly, and ensure your valuables don't become somebody else's bargain. 11. Take control of your travel experience. Air travel is a masterclass in frustration. From hidden fees to overpriced everything, airports seem designed to bleed you dry while testing the limits of your patience. The good news? You don't have to go along for the ride. With a bit of recognition and planning, you can flip the script and take control of your travel experience. First, stop falling for sneaky airport tricks. Hidden rideshare fees, overpriced food, and manipulative design tactics are all aimed at draining your wallet with a smile. Be aware of these pitfalls. Walk a little farther to bypass those rideshare surcharges. Pack your own snacks to avoid paying $7.00 for water or $20.00 for a burger. And stay smart about seating. Don't be lured by those comfy chairs placed strategically near shops and cafes. Next, plan ahead if you value both your time and money. Flight delays often aren't random, they're tied to the airport slot system. Booking with airlines that dominate your airport can limit delays and keep your trip on schedule. Need to kill time during a layover? Research free airport perks like yoga rooms, art exhibits, free massage chairs, or even kid-friendly play areas beforehand. Websites like sleepinginairports.net can help you map out everything from free lounges to safe nap spots. Want to go a step further? Make insider hacks part of your travel routine. Premium credit cards can offer lounge access, saving you from overpriced terminal chaos while providing food, drinks, Wi-Fi, and even showers. Familiarize yourself with all the free or affordable options available to you, and you'll be miles ahead of the uninformed masses. Finally, the main secret to mastering air travel is staying informed. The more you know about avoiding theft, using TSA-approved locks for your luggage, and capitalizing on unused priority pass entries, the less likely you are to feel like a pawn in the airport profit game. Awareness is your greatest weapon against stress and unnecessary expenses. The bottom line? Airports aren't going to change. They're designed to maximize profit, but with the right mindset and a proactive approach, you can sidestep the traps, minimize frustration, and even save a ton along the way.